Guys, welcome back to the podcast. We have two special guests here today. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves. We have.
What's up, guys?
Uh-huh.
So my name's Austin Seidler. I'm a fitness influencer slash a personal trainer.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
What's up? I'm Takoda. I'm a personal trainer.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
And how'd you guys kind of, for example, like I appreciate you guys being here. I know
Of course,
it's always kind of weird, you know, like ever since I messaged you, it's kind of like Instagram, and then like, you know, like for example, you have like 42,000 followers, so I'm just like,
yeah, I think
like,
so.
like damn, like you're getting up there. And for example, I know Takoda, you were also working towards it. So for example, I always appreciate people coming down here and at least letting us have a conversation with them. And for example, the first question I guess I would have for you is, how did you kind of get started involved into that fitness world? And why?
In the fitness world, in terms of the social media, or just like fitness in general?
Fitness in general, I would say, right?
Yeah. I think we can start with in general. Like, what made you get into fitness?
Yeah, man. So in fitness, I started off chubby, right?
Mm-hmm.
All my friends would call me Chicken Nugget. Or
Nugget.
Or all this names, and I got tired of it, honestly. And also, I never got girls either.
Oh, okay.
I was always very like shy, quiet, whatever, confident, right?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
I had a stutter too, which is like terrible at the time, and so I was always like very self-conscious. So with fitness, I started that mainly, and then from there I kind of realized, it's not about how I look, it's about my perception of like how people see me. So from there, we got in shape, and then I got in shape. Speech got somewhat better a little bit, and then from there, I mean, like things started falling into place with like friends. I had better friends, girls, which I don't want to brag, but like,
comes along with it.
Yeah, this is how it is though, and more girls. And then, I mean, it's honestly just a whole thing of respect too, with like people in the world, because like people see you in shape and they assume like, he's got it.
He's got it
figured out, kind of.
He's got it figured out. Yeah,
man.
It's all about that first impression, you think, right?
Yeah,
right.
Yes,
they first see you and they see you in shape.
They see the shape, like the look, and then from there, like, okay, like.
Right. Yeah. They figure out.
Yeah, he's got it.
Let me talk to you about your mental. Like, for example, then, like, with, like, you were known as, like, Chicken Nugget. And, for example, even I know I had a few insecurities back then that even till now, like, the world can kind of see that. And if you are not, like, right in the head, then you were kind of more susceptible to a lot of things.
I got you. Yeah.
At what age did that start to change? Like, did you start to like read any books or like start to follow certain people that made you change that mindset?
Yeah, so I started watching Bradley Martin. Long time
really?
Back. Man, I mean like so far back. And then I saw him just like get like kind of what he wanted in a sense. You know what I mean? And then from there I was like, okay, if I get in shape and like I stop having my friends call me fat, chubby, all these names, man, I was like, okay, like as soon as I get this,
like all of that could stop, right? It'll get better.
I gotta say too, like that. Once I got in shape, my mental health just like skyrocketed because I was so much happier with like myself and like how people saw me. Right, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Did you go through like a depression stage then?
See, I was never like sad or depressed. And I went through a stage of heartbreak for sure. Which like that, like the go-to. That right there, like it made me like grind. But in terms of being depressed, not really. I've always been a very happy guy.
Positive.
Of course, yeah.
No,
always.
And for example, having that mentality is kind of like, you know, like how now, like a lot of days, like I feel like a lot of people can resonate with that, like relate to that story.
Of course.
So it's pretty cool that you didn't go through that depression.
Yeah.
Is that something like you believe it's there, or like how, like for you? Yeah. How did you perceive it? Because I'm not going to talk for other people, but like, how did you start perceiving that? Like, because you know that a lot of other people go through depression and like a lot of situations are relatable like yours. So for example, like what would you say to those people?
To those people, I mean, I would say like, I would honestly just say like, it's a mindset thing, but also like a social environment thing. Like the moment I stopped like talking to like people who had no path, who had no job, who had no like drive to like be better, as soon as I changed from that to like people who are in the gym, who like work, who like actually care about like their looks, how they feel, how they are, that like changed it all for me.
So like you kind of get like shaped based on the people that you hang down with.
Yes, that's what it is. I would say that. Plus also, the in life too. I mean, with me personally, I was adopted. I was born in the Middle East.
Okay.
I was adopted. My birth mom, I got a letter from her. And and she was apparently like super poor, and she had 10 plus kids, and out of all those kids, I was the one who got sent away. And like that to me like really like changed me, and like that to me was like, wow. It's like, so I'm here for a purpose. I mean, I got adopted for a purpose, so I'm gonna take advantage of that. Yeah.
And for example, you talk about in like environment like Takoda, like whenever you met Austin, like what was like your first impression, or how did you guys end up becoming like friends?
So I was working out at the gym, Planet Fitness, the one he works at or used to work at.
How long are we talking about?
2 years ago?
Yeah,
2 to 3 years ago.
2 years, bro.
2 years, and I was actually working out with my ex.
Okay. Always a fun time, yeah.
He walked up to me and just like started complimenting like how I looked, my arms. And just kind of just like boosted my confidence. And then I followed him on Instagram and hit him up to work out. We worked out and just started a friendship from there.
Yeah.
Okay. And I kind of saw how he was growing on Instagram and how he was going about that path, and that's kind of what I wanted to do in life. So I kind of just took notes on how he was doing it and asked about advice and all that, and now we're here.
And for example, like what was like one of the biggest lessons that you learned like from his story? Is that something that you guys like related on, or like, because like you said, it's always about like who's around you, so it's like it's like, well, if I care about him, then like, you know, certain things you see in other people that like you're attracted to.
Oh yeah, I mean, as far as like fat to fit goes, we had the same, I guess, mindset in that way we went from fat to fit. It was the same, but our whole like story on like our drive and what pushes us is kind of different. See, my aunt passed away from suicide.
Oh wow.
So that's what I kind of use in the gym to push myself every day, get up every day, and just go about my life, be happy, don't be negative to anybody. Because you never know what someone else is going through walking by just on a normal day. So.
And you talk about that. Were you ever aware or signs that were there of your mom?
No, actually, I came home from school, and my mom stopped me and was like, I got to tell you something. And I instantly kind of like broke down because she kind of just mentioned Nina, and that's my aunt's name. And she said she committed suicide, and I was just... I was done from that point. I went into deep depression, couldn't eat, didn't want to do anything, barely went to school anymore, and then found fitness years later and just used all that drive, all that anger I built up, and just put it into the gym and my body and how I go about life every day.
Man, I'm sorry to hear about your loss.
Thank you.
But that's a very hard thing to talk about, man. Congratulations that you can, really talk about it, and I'm glad that you use that instead of like for good, instead of using it to like put you down.
Yeah,
and,
I mean, I could easily go be mean to everybody, talk crap about everybody, and just go about my life in a negative way. But why do that? Try to live my life for her and do everything I can in a positive way for my family.
And then, for example, that's why I'm so like intrigued and like happy to be around individuals like yourselves, because like I said, both of you come from like a different story, and bad stories, like stories that you can say like I can be mad about this, like I can be angered by this, but you guys chose a better path instead of like, hey, let's be depressed about this, or let's like, because at the end of the day, it's always energy. It's how you use it. And for example, I just appreciate that you guys use it for something good instead of something that,
thank you.
Like for example, it's one quote that I read. It's like, a human being can be the most peaceful and the most like efficient person ever with good thoughts, but at the same time, because that human being goes through so many bad things, it could be the worst type of like we're the worst type of species on this earth.
Yeah.
So it's
so much damage.
Yeah, it's like you see all like people, for example, all these massacres that are happening all around and stuff like that. It's like people are using their stories or their anger just to project towards other people. And for example, I'm glad that we can talk about that. I feel like a lot of men can relate to like fitness.
Yeah.
Because it's one thing and an outlet that it can never be mimicked by anything else, because like you just go through so much pain. Like for example, like let me talk to you about my experience. It's like whenever I go to the gym, I kind of disconnect. I kind of feel like I'm getting myself out there, and like it pushes me like in a way to think. But then I'm like, I could use this same type of thinking towards like a business or towards my job or towards the way I think about the world.
Yeah, of course.
Like, what are things that you think about like whenever you're at the gym? Yeah,
first.
Yeah, like to push you, like to be like, pain is just another thing, basically.
Man, so in terms of at the gym, what I think about, it started off for so long. Well, the girl broke my heart. Like, I mean, like that to me was a gut-wrenching blow. To like be so close to someone and like really try with someone, then have them completely like, like.
Yeah, you can say it.
Just like shit on you basically.
Did that person leave you for a reason, or was it just unexpected?
Yeah, so that reason, which also sucks to talk about. I remember that day completely. I was with her, and we're talking, right? And she said to me, "Just we had a fight before then."
Okay.
And then she said to me like that day, like, "Hey, I can't handle your speech anymore," and like that to me like hurt with a passion. So that to me like got me in some way that I never felt before. But at the start, it was that. But then, I mean, over time, I kind of realized, okay, like I'm not gonna waste my energy on her or that situation, because it's a waste of time. And now I kind of like, in the gym at least, I like want to focus and like just like think about like the future almost in a weird way. I try to think about, okay, like this will lead me to places that are like incredible. Like, it's, you know, like, with social media, I had no idea 2 years ago who would have popped off. But now it's like, I'm in the gym, I mean, every day, I'm like, look, it's like, this can, like, be, like, a real thing. Look, I can make this, like, which I am making it, a lifetime. And a job and a lifestyle. And so your question, in the gym, what I think about, the future, kind of.
The future.
Yeah.
And you use it as a driving force.
I do.
And going past what people see on social media, what would you say is kind of like the hardest thing to do is because people have an expectation for you now. So it's like you can't be missing days.
No, it's like I always tell people, look, I said this on Instagram so many times. I'm a happy guy. I'm very happy. Strong mental health, but they see just like that. They don't see my days where I'm like sad, angry, like, and I'm like struggling, and they don't see the days where I'm like, where I'm in my car just like upset about myself, and it's like, if I get it. There's expectations, but I'm still a human. Like, I'm a random guy, just like Takoda, you and you. I'm just like any other guy. So like take it with a grain of salt, almost.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like that's one of the difficult things too about, like, you know, posting and stuff like that. You put yourself out there, right?
Yeah, you do.
And so like you're open.
Vulnerability.
You're vulnerable. Yeah, you're open to judgment from anybody. And I feel like that's a really difficult thing to do. You know what I'm saying? How would you say that you handle that?
So I gotta say it on Instagram. I contemplated for months about
wanting to make content.
Not make content. Talk about my speech, right? I realized, I was like, look, if I do this, I can be open, finally. Like, I can be myself, like my true self.
You thought you were closed off before?
Yes, yeah, and I did that, and I got support from like so many people. And ever since then, it's like, I now have people I see in like maybe like Target or even like a gym. It's like, bro, you inspire me, and like that to me blows my mind. Like, that's me, just like a random dude who can say like, I got a stutter, and this and this, and they're like, and you have inspired me to like push or like try harder or like be more open. That to me blows my mind.
Yeah, and like I feel like that's a beautiful thing, right? Because you can be yourself.
Yeah.
And like that's who you are. You don't have to.
Yeah, of course.
You don't have to hide it. And there's a lot of people who want to do things but are like scared, right? And so they take one of their flaws and like, oh, what are people gonna think? You know, like, you know, what are people gonna say? Especially online, the keyboard warriors.
People always talk online.
Always, right?
Yeah, what they do.
Yeah, and like I feel like what's beautiful, like for example about you, right?
Yeah.
They judge you on what they see, right? And so like you've grinded to get to where you are, and so like they see it and they appreciate you, right? That's the first thing they see. They don't see anything else. You know what I'm saying? So, man, that's awesome.
Oh, thank you, really.
And for you, Takoda, then, like, for example, like what do you want, like because you're also like on a fitness journey too, right?
Sir, yeah.
Like, whenever you're like fuck, like I don't want to push this weight, like what do you think, like what goes through your mind to like kind of like keep on pushing yourself more and more? Because just like Austin has hard days, I'm pretty sure you also have days where I'm like, dude, I'm lacking motivation.
Oh, there's days I wake up and I'm like, do I even want to go to the gym? Do I even want to keep posting? Like, but it's more of just like getting up and getting there, because once you get there, you're already there. And then I got told once you go to the gym and you leave, you'll never regret going to the gym. You'll always feel better, no matter what. Anything that's happening, get a workout, cardio, stretch, anything, you'll always feel better. So I just kind of take that and it's like no matter what I'm feeling, if I go to the gym, I'll always leave happier or my body will feel better than I did before. Even if the same mental stuff is still there, at least I know I did something that helped my body and did something positive towards it. So whatever I got to do, I'll just do it to get there.
And that would translate throughout your day too, though, right? Because like you did a workout, so now you're like, I did something hard in like the morning, so like
it's like getting that first thing out of the way kind of just drives your day because you get one thing done, then it's like all right, get all these errands done, and then by the time you're done with the day, it's like all right, I had a productive day. I could sit back or relax, knowing I didn't just sit down and do nothing with my day.
Yeah.
You get a good night rest. You feel like you actually did something. So.
Dang, man.
Yeah, so the hardest part is just getting there.
Yeah, just getting up and going. You got to start.
But other than that, how have you guys translated it across your, like, for example, how have you translated it across your life? Has, like, the gym pushed you to, like, do new things or try new things in your life?
So I actually used to be a football player, and I weighed 250 pounds, and I was overweight for my height. I'm 5'7".
Oh, shit.
And coach just wanted me to
What position did you play?
O-line, offensive line.
You're big enough, boy.
I'm playing against people that are 6'3", up, 300 pounds, shit. High school football. Like, there's no way I could block him.
Yeah.
So coach just wanted me to keep gaining weight, thinking that would help. And overall, I'm just getting slower and fatter, right? I'm going to the doctor. They're telling me I'm obese. I'm like, I'm playing football. Like, what do you want me to do? So then junior year, I kind of just, like, quit. Got in the gym, working out myself. I lost 70 pounds.
Damn.
And then...
Hey, congrats for real.
Damn.
And then just slowly started like bulking, cutting, just trying to get my body right. And now I'm sitting at between 170 and like 174.
Oh shit! And what gym would you guys say is kind of like the one that like? Do you guys evolve from gyms? Like,
I started off at Planet. Actually, I started off in my garage.
Okay.
I bought a little weight bench from Dick's, and then moved to Planet Fitness. And then the machines there just were not cutting it for what I was trying to do.
Have you ever grunted in Planet Fitness?
Oh, every time. I set off the lunk alarm almost every time I go.
Do they set it off?
Yeah. And they have to press the button, so it's like they're doing it on their choice.
Wow.
So they're like watching you and they're like pressing the button.
Because I've seen people slam weights and then not set it off, and then I've slammed weights and then like set it off, and it's like whoop. But
what?
Yeah.
I've actually never heard that. I've been to Planet Fitness, but I didn't know that was a thing.
Me neither. But like I've always been aware. At least at Planet Fitness, I'm like, oh yeah, you just can't look like too much in there. Like it's just like you got to kind of like hold back a little bit.
What about you though? Where would you say you started, or did you go through the evolution too, where you started at home, or what would you say?
I started at the YMCA actually.
YMCA, okay.
And then COVID happened.
COVID, okay.
And then as soon as COVID happened, I stopped going to the YMCA. Started at Planet Fitness.
Okay.
And then from there, I just kind of I evolved to other gyms.
Okay.
To like Crunch, and then and now at No Limits.
No Limits.
Yeah, it's a fun gym. It's a
fun gym.
I was once scared to go to those gyms.
Well, how come?
My confidence, like when I first started, like I tried going to Crunch when I first started. I just walk in there, I feel like the smallest dude, and just like I didn't know much about lifting at the time, so I didn't know what I was doing. And then years after Planet Fitness, I finally went back to Crunch, and confidence was through the roof.
Yes, sir.
I had all the ideals of what I was trying to do. I had a plan when I walked in the gym, and then I just no worries about that. My anxieties was also really high going to the gym at the time. Yeah.
Oh, why? Because like you thought people were like looking at you.
Always. Always. Just critiquing me, everything.
Dang, like because like someone once told me, it was like he's like, if you think people are like looking at you all the time, he's like, you kind of have like you're like in a narcissistic state. He's like, because at the same time, like nobody really gives a shit about you. Like,
oh yeah.
Like for me, same anxiety I have in a lot of situations. Kind of like when I walk into like networking events, like I feel like, oh, like everybody's looking at me because I'm like the only brown guy here. But once I get out of that, it's kind of like liberating because then I don't feel like I'm not in that narcissistic mindset anymore. I'm like, because at the end, people don't really care.
Yeah, at the end of the day, just another person in the gym working out, or whatever you're doing in life, you're just another person out there.
Yeah, and like for example, that's kind of hard to recognize though too, because like even making video content, don't you feel weird sometimes that like people are like looking at you because you're making content?
Oh man, all the time. I mean, I always have people ask me like straight up like, yo, like, what do you do? Is it like YouTube, Instagram, and all that stuff? Over time though, I mean, I've gotten more comfortable. So I will say, the bigger following now, it is more.
Yeah, like what's the word?
Positive?
If I have more, I don't know the word for it. I don't want to say ego. No, it doesn't sound good. But like a bigger following, I kind of feel like, okay, like
confidence.
This is my job now, so I have to do this. Right? You know what I mean? And
because now you owe them the content.
Yes, is what it is. I don't care if people stare at me because it's like, look, like I do this full time, so it's like
I'm doing my job.
I'm doing my basically.
You have an audience that's watching you, and you have to.
Yeah.
You kind of have like an accountability, right?
There you go.
To do that, you have that responsibility to make content. You're like, hey, I'm at the gym, I'm working right now.
Have you ever had the encounter where someone would just like totally shit it on it and like you're like, get out of here or something like
that? So in terms of like someone walking up to me, no. But I've had one gym. I can't say the name of the gym.
Okay, that's fair.
My one gym
in Charlotte, let's just say.
In Charlotte, I posted a video with Takoda actually. I said something in the video, and apparently, for the person who didn't own the gym, who worked there.
Just a cuss word at that. Nothing like crazy. It was just a cuss word.
You said it?
No, I said it. I got a call from the person there. Was like, hey man, when you're at our gym, you can't say that. I was like, wait, what? It's like it's a public kind of gym, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But besides that,
nothing much.
Yeah, not really.
Okay, hey, that's good.
And for example, in your fitness journey, how long have you done it now?
Social media or like fitness?
Fitness.
So fitness, I would say since high school. I didn't start like taking it like seriously until probably 2 years ago.
2 years ago, okay.
Yeah, because I went through this phase of weight loss. I got abs finally.
Nice.
I got abs and I was like super happy, right? But then I saw guys at the gym just like huge, massive, and look good too. But a fine chest, shoulders, arms. And I was like, okay, I want that too.
That's the next goal.
That's the goal.
That's the next step.
Yeah, and there's from there, I worked harder, grind more, and
Well, what did you start doing? Like, did you start like watching more videos on how to grow? Like, what did you find worked best for you, or what would you say works best to like get that big? Because I know some people find it harder than others to get big. For example, I haven't been able to get like big like I wanted. Because maybe I haven't researched it enough. But like now that you're like more of a fitness influencer, like have you gone through a journey of like watching videos or learning from watching other people?
The first 5 months, I watched a ton of Joe Bennett and Dr. Mike. I watched them I would study them like every day. I mean, like straight from like wake up, work. I get home, watch them all day.
Yeah, just watch until you go to sleep, right?
Yeah. And then from there, I saw, okay, they say, do this, this, and this, but avoid all these dumb mistakes.
Okay.
And so from there, I just started.
What are those dumb mistakes?
In terms of in this, so I mean, the biggest thing is honestly your intensity. See guys in the gym who just don't try. I mean, they're straight with like bicep curls, like going like nonstop. For any movement,
you gotta increase that intensity.
Yeah. I mean, like, that's how it is. Like the weight has to go up,
but not ego lifting.
Not ego lifting. Like try and like actually
push yourself.
Yeah, push yourself. Right? Yeah.
Because I see a lot of people, and sometimes I'm like, you aren't even sweating. So like, if you aren't even sweating, like then like I feel like the intensity's not high enough. Or like the YouTube video guys that I've watched, it's kind of like, if you were really working hard, your body would feel it. Like lactic acid would make you like sweat. Lactic acid would like you could see clearly like who's working out really hard and who's not. So it's like so then that's one of the important factors too then to growing.
Of course. That plus also I would say being consistent. Like that's like also something that I see guys train hard 2 days a week and after that just
kind of relax.
Stop trying. And then very next week, same thing. Train hard for like maybe 2 days and then 3 days they're just like,
Yeah.
So
I feel like you guys could also relate the content making, right, to the gym because you have to be consistent in making content.
You have to be so consistent with that. Like
probably my biggest thing.
Yeah, when I first started on Instagram, I was posting per day, 3 times a day.
Oh snap!
And
post or reels?
Oh, reels. I mean
reels. 3 reels a day.
3 reels a day, man.
Damn.
And like, that was a grind for me, and I mean like with that, I tell people like that's what it takes though. You gotta like be consistent, work at it because soon it's gonna pay off.
Yeah, you never know which one is gonna pop off.
That's what it is too.
Right?
Yeah,
for sure.
Do you use a whole bunch of hashtags to like get it out there? Or like
so hashtags, I do use a bunch of hashtags, but like. Yeah, I use hashtags straight up.
It's really about what they see, though, right? Like the first thing they see, they're gonna probably click on it. What catches attention.
Yeah, it is about like what people can relate to as well. So, for example,
what catches your eye?
Yeah, I had a lot of posts that had sad stuff in it, like stuff about heartbreak, being, just like heartbreak. Tough times, and like people understand that stuff, and so they like it and they follow. And then also when I post about being I'm super happy, like being happy, strong with the health. Others see that. And I'm like, okay, like, he's a happy guy, strong with the health. I should follow him and, like, see his progress when he was, like, at his lowest to now, like, see what's, steps he took.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sure.
Wow, and for example, the evolution of that, like you have to be consistent then on your reels. Like for example, one of your reels I saw has like 5.3 million views. I'm like, how or why? But people don't know how hard you did reels for a while, right?
Right. Yeah. So I did reels from actually, I was talking to Diego actually, and like when we started, our pages at the same time.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
He showed me how to do that stuff, and so I posted reels from October to June straight. I was posting for like like from that long, like
yeah, they're talking about like
9 months straight, probably.
Yeah.
I was just posting reels every day, and then finally I had that reel just like pop off, and then from there I was able to find my niche, and then from there I was able to like slowly change it to being more true to myself, like you know what I mean?
Yeah, just kind of
like you started showing like people who you were as as a person, like what your story was. But that was only until you started getting attention. Like people aren't gonna listen to it at the start,
right? And like that sucks to hear, but like that's really how it is. People don't want a sob story. It sucks. They want results.
Yeah, they want to see an example, right?
Yes, that's what it is.
Like if you hear the story, like I can relate to the story, right?
Yeah.
But like, what are you gonna do about it? Right?
Yeah.
So like, it's all about the results.
Yeah.
What would you say for you though? Like, how long have you been doing it?
So I've been lifting total for 4 years, but serious on like how my body works and making changes 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, that's good.
And for example, what do you consider then like would be like more important for your body? Is it like form? Is it weight that you're putting? Like, do you do because I know like certain people will go from like big weights to like smaller weights. Like, what is kind of like your idea on that?
I focus more on form and like keeping tension on my muscle for a period of time.
Okay.
For there's certain lifts that I'll do, more compound lifts that I focus more on like more weight, less reps. But as far as like, because I want to be a bodybuilder, I want to compete on a show sometime soon. But so as far as that goes, when I go to machines and accessories, it's more of slowed down reps, actually feeling the muscle engage, and not really ego lifting.
Whenever you're like lifting, do you focus on that body part specifically so you could feel it more?
My mindset's fully focused on whatever movement I'm doing and what muscle I'm supposed to target.
Does that help you like grow?
Oh yeah, definitely. Mind muscle connection.
Yeah. Maybe that's what I'm talking about. I'm not sure, but
that's exactly it.
For example, in my experience, it's kind of like,
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Like whenever I'm feeling out like my body, I feel like it's super important to kind of like feel like if I'm doing curls, like I feel the bicep, because if I'm feeling any other part, then I feel like I'm doing something wrong, because I should be feeling it in my bicep.
Yeah. Well, because there's certain like back movements and chest movements that will engage the bicep or tricep first. So it's more of just when you go to engage in the exercise, make sure the main target is what pulls first. Because like a lot of people misconstrue, like when they're doing rows, they pull with their biceps and shoulders back instead of actually engaging their back and pulling back with their elbows. So they're getting more work on their biceps instead of actually targeting the back.
Yeah.
Okay. And at the end, it ends up being counterproductive, huh?
Yeah, because they're not hitting the back as much as they're supposed to be, as much as they think they are.
Yeah.
And then over time, the more you do it, and if you don't know you're doing it, then certain muscle groups will be out proportion to others.
Okay.
What about competing? Is that something that you've done?
I have not done my first
You have not done. Have you?
No.
How soon do you guys plan on doing it? Or do you plan on doing it?
Yeah. I just got a coach, actually. We're aiming for March.
Is he bigger than you?
Is he big? Yeah, of course.
Okay. Who's your coach?
His name is Nate from No Limits as well, actually.
No Limits, okay.
Yeah. He's a great coach. I mean, I say, like, if you want to compete, get a, like, good coach actually.
Yeah, like with some experience.
Who actually, yes.
Yeah, who's done it, yeah.
Yeah, man.
And what are little things that you have started to learn from him? How long have you been with him?
So I started with him, like, okay, so when I say started, we start, like, officially in August. When I met him in May. Okay. So, when I first met him, he's great at pushing me harder, but then also my pain of my knees, elbows, back is gone now. Like, it's just gone.
You used to have that before?
Kind of, yeah. And he fixed my form, fixed like a lot of stuff, and it's gone now completely. And it blows my mind.
And you go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say you feel like you can go like at 100% now, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Like I can. Yes. Yeah, and that to me is like, that's a good coach. Who's someone who's able to see your lift and right away just be like, okay, like this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. And I'm posing to be like, okay, fix this, fix your bicep real quick. Like turn your wrist out, like even like small stuff can like make a huge difference. Yeah.
And for example, mentally, mental wise, what does like he teach you too? Because I'm pretty sure that also goes hand in hand.
Right. So in terms of mentality, I haven't really learned exactly like a ton with that. I always had a good
mentality.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, I'll see for sure like when it starts, because as of right now, I've been taught like some stuff about like the biggest thing I learned from him is like it's okay to drop the weight and like focus on like that like intensity level, but also that like
movement
form too.
Oh, form.
Yeah.
Okay, so then it always comes down to like your form then.
Yeah, it really does. Yeah,
it does.
It's always about form.
And also intensity, because obviously if you're pulling a 10-pound weight and if you're not being intense with it, then you're not really doing anything. Of course. Man, it's a lot of things that go into lifting. And for example, what are
you want to say something?
No.
You use the restroom?
Yeah, his bathroom.
Yeah.
Turn it this way too.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah.
I think we could. And let me ask you, what would you say, or like, and let's take this question separately. For example, what advice would you say to someone that's trying to get into fitness or into that world, or someone that's actually like going through kind of this same pains that you felt before? Because like you said, your reels went viral of like depression or like pain because so many people go through it.
Of course.
So like, what would be like your advice? Well, let's start with you, Austin.
First, some backstairs is like a backstairs like a tiny bit. One of my best friends has a major depression. You know, I've seen him for 5 years straight go through that like hole of just being depressed, suicidal, you know. And so I see that, I see me, who's the opposite completely. I'm so happy, focused, I have goals, I want to strive to be better. I see him, love him to death, but like I see that, I'm always like, I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
For him?
No, God, no. so happy that's not me. So in a sense, like, I would say, so it's like, there's two paths in life, right? Like, either like letting all that crap, all that sadness bring you down and like put you in a hole. I mean, or like taking all that pain, sadness, anger, and like doing something, I mean, like, was great with it, you know?
Using it as fuel, right?
Using it as fuel. So, like, my advice is, like, it gets better. I mean, it gets better for sure. I mean, like, it may take, like, days, months, or years, but it gets better. It's just, like, we can't let that, don't let that pain take over, basically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, stay focused and like just. That's really what it is. I think you just have to like.
Yeah, because like for example, your story is like, listen, like, I had a mom and I am from the Middle East. I am adopted.
Yeah.
I come from 10 brother household, because I'm pretty sure you still consider them your brothers. Just that, do you know them all?
No.
And okay, so that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
like that part is like painful, like or like
painful to like think. I always hurt to just like think about like how I was the one who got given away. Like that to me, to this day, like still hurts a little bit, right?
Because I'm pretty sure you would have, if you had the choice, you would have been like, no, leave me here with my brothers as well, and like try to like we'll try to go it. But like destiny also has a weird way of working, because it's like that's not for you.
No.
Like, I get to choose for you, and now you're gonna live this type of life. So
of course,
like, so it's like you could bring on pain, or you can bring on that gratefulness.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, that's what it is. It's like just know is like you're given the blessing of being alive, and like being able to make your path every day. So take advantage of that.
Okay.
Every day you can.
No, and for example, guys, if you guys are listening, this is coming from a person, I feel like that it's a unique situation for sure.
Yeah.
Like I said, I didn't even know you had gone through something like that. So like as soon as I heard it too, I was like, wow, like for someone to be so like have this mental stability and has gone through all these things, like impressive, like even more impressive than your reels or what social media shows. I'm really glad I got to know you. I'm really glad that like you came on here and shared your story, because this video, or people that are watching it too, I ask you to be patient, and I ask you to like take the time to listen to it, like for real, because this is coming from people that come from unique situations, exactly like mine. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and explain myself either, but I come from a really poor family. Like, me and my brother, we're put into this situation just because destiny has a different purpose. We can say we're poor kids, or we can say we were poor kids, and now like this is our path, and our path is to like spread a good message and talk to good people like you guys, so that we can empower people that are listening to it. So again, anybody that's listening, be patient with it. Use it as fuel, because I feel like so many of us people that go to the gym, men and women, do it for some reason, whether that's their weight, whether that's the way they're feeling. They're trying to search for something better. And for example, Austin, really, I appreciate you sharing your story and taking the time to come to us. And Takoda, I would like to ask you kind of like what advice you would have for people that are listening to it, because and I'm sorry I bring up this again, because I know it's painful. Like I could see it kind of like in your eyes that it's that it's an ordeal. So if like, I'm sorry that I have to ask you this again, but it's like, but I feel like there's also power to what you've been through.
Yeah.
And for example, this podcast or this episode isn't just as simple as just like a gym episode. It's more of like what fuels you to go to that. So like, what advice would you give for someone that kind of would go through the same story that you went through?
Just more think about, like, say someone passed away, or whoever's listening that had someone pass away in their life, how would they want you to live your life? They wouldn't be happy with you being at home, depressed, not giving your body the fuel it needs, not working better in life, not giving the drive that you want or you should have. So think about like more of a positive aspect, that you're living your life through them and you're trying to make them happy, and just keep a positive mindset overall. Just get out there and do it. That's what I just keep in my head. Just get out there and do it.
Okay.
Just whatever you want in life, whatever you succeed in, whatever you love, just get out there and do it.
And the days that you struggle, what do you continuously tell yourself to try to like is it surrounding yourself with good people? Is it...
Oh, it's definitely surrounding yourself with good people. Obviously, I go to the gym with him almost every day. I have our group of friends. We all work out at the same gym. So it's more of just surrounding yourself with good, positive people that feed what you want to do in life and don't give you any negativity. You have a plan on what you want to do. They support it. They tell you what you maybe should work on.
That's very true.
And just, nobody needs anybody that's negative in their life, that's going to put them down, tear them down, talk crap on whatever they want to do. Because I've had that, and I've had to leave those people.
And then you've evolved because now you don't have people pulling you down.
Yeah, it's just you could be like in a bad mindset on the way to the gym. I've been sad on the way to the gym. I walk in the gym, see all my friends, totally forget about everything. I'm in the gym, I'm working out with my friends, I'm chilling, everything's fine. This hour and a half that I'm in the gym, nothing can happen.
You only get better.
Yeah, my life's fine. There's no problems. I'm weightlifting, and then I'll go on with life once I step outside the gym. But I kind of just use it to like get away from the world. So as soon as I step in the gym, it's good times.
And again, Takoda, like I appreciate you coming on here and also sharing your story, because I feel like as well, a lot of people go through that. I mean, maybe they have that life experience too, to where they lose a loved one to suicide, which is something terrible that we see. And like I said, it's at the end of the day, if we decide to live through them, like you said, it gives us power too, because they wouldn't want to see us in a bad state, because they would want to see us, or I believe at least, it's like live, enjoy, because you have opportunities that I didn't. And like I said, I do appreciate it, because these type of things are kind of hard to expose to people you don't even know. So it's like me and my brother appreciate it so much, guys. And like guys, Gio, you want to say anything before? It's something that you learned, something that
no, it was very inspirational. Thank you guys for coming on, for real, man. Hearing other people is also kind of a motivation for me, you know, because I'm not like striving to compete or all that stuff, but I mean, obviously everybody has their own fitness journey, right? And so
different aspects.
So it's very motivating hearing you guys' story. Thank you again for sharing. You guys are very strong people, I can say that. So congratulations to you guys.
Definitely.
And
I always say is like, look, if I can do it, anyone can. Like, I mean, dude, if this kid who has a stutter, who went from being insecure, like shy, who was a loser almost, to now this kid who like has people who I don't even know who like come up to me like, yo, you know, like that to me is like, if I can do it, dude, then like, you know, so can you.
But remember, the path to victory, you go through pain. So don't ever forget that, guys, that take these situations day by day. Go out there, get the day. If you stayed this long, I really do appreciate you guys. And I hope that you do get the message that we are trying to send. At the end of the day, anyone that comes to La Casa Grande podcast, I feel like we try to be as inviting as we can, just because all of us in this room are just fucking people.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Like
that's what it is.
Different paths in life. It doesn't make us any better or any different. And just for you guys to try to share those stories with me or have a conversation with me is something that hopefully you guys that are watching appreciate. And because I know I do. And like I said, thank you guys again a million. And I guess
you, by the way.
No,
guys. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, if there's anything you guys want to say to the camera, anybody y'all want to
say, shout out or
shout out.
Shout
out. More
always put yourself first.
Okay.
Always
put yourself first.
Yeah, I mean, like that too. That's the same thing.
Okay.
Like,
at the end of the day, you always got yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Good.
Hey, and if you want to say something negative, come on the podcast.
Yeah.
How about that? Right? Yeah. Come on.
Go ahead. Come on. I know these keyboard warriors are kind of like they fuck with my mental too. But hey, guys, even if you guys hate sometimes the things that we say, I would still like to have a conversation with you guys. So like,
take time out of their day to comment on.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure. So thank you guys if you stayed this long. Thank you guys for coming on again.
Yeah, for real.
And hey, like, comment, subscribe. Okay.